Indian man killed on quote-unquote suspicion of being Muslim. So I'm going to give the background first and then dive into what happened. On May 19th, police in Neemuch, western Madhya Pradesh, retrieved an unidentified dead body stored in a freezer. The body was eventually identified as the mentally disabled 65-year-old Bhanwarlal Jain. Jain's family had filed a missing persons report to their local police on May 17th. According to Bhanwarlal's brother Rakesh, Bhanwarlal was not, quote, stable enough to marry, but he could go about his daily routine. It is believed that he got lost and disoriented while leaving a religious event and ended up in the wrong village in his attempt to return home. Initially, the cause of Jane's death was unknown, but a video of a man beating Jane helped identify the possible reason for Jane's death. In the video, Dinesh Kushwah, a former party worker of the Hindu-nationalist BJP party, can be seen roughing up Jain while asking him if he is a Muslim. Quote, "Is your name Mohammed?" Kushwah can be heard asking as he proceeded to slap Jain multiple times while demanding to see his government-issued identification card. On May 21st, Dinesh Kushwah was arrested by the Madhya Pradesh Police. Rajneesh Agrawal, the state secretary of the BJP, called Jain's death an unfortunate incident and dismissed Kushwah's connection to the BJP.
So wait, so was his name Mohammed? Like he changed his name? No, okay. So they suspect. Yeah.
Go ahead.
So the guy who killed him suspected that he had changed his name as a way to hide his Muslim background?
No. So it's not entirely clear what led up to this, but people have theorized that this victim was mentally handicapped in some capacity. And they said maybe this perpetrator heard Jain, that's his last name, he is from the Jain community, heard Jain say something that maybe sounded like Mohammed. And then he started to assault him and was slapping him around saying, "Is your name Mohammed? Like, what's your name? What's your name? Show me your identification card," blah, 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 like demanding to prove like his name, because his name would obviously carry information about what community he comes from, right? But he's someone who's like mentally disoriented, like he was being assaulted and he couldn't like speak clearly. He was clearly looking very confused, didn't understand what was happening to him, and couldn't respond. Meanwhile, this man is berating him about like having a Muslim name.
I mean, there's so many people with Muslim names in India. What the, like, is this guy reacting to all of them this way? Like, I don't understand. Like, there's so many Mohammeds in India. Like, why is he all of a sudden, like, did he just wake up and meet the first Mohammed he ever, how could he go through his, if he's reacting like this to one Mohammed, how is he, like, walking in India? Like, in India, there's Mohammeds everywhere. I don't understand. Wait, no, seriously, like, I don't understand. Maybe I don't
like, this is the okay. This speaks to like the level of like escalation of communal violence, or what the temperature in some areas is like, where this man was allegedly killed on the mere suspicion of being a Muslim, let alone like actually being one, right? Like, that speaks to how stigmatized and dangerous coming from this background can be in many places around the country. Like, think about that for a moment. It's insane. And his brother even came out and said, like, even if he was a Muslim, this is completely immoral. This is wrong.
Really? Really?
It needs to be said at this point.
Oh my God. Forever Stormy has a hypothesis.
Forever Stormy is saying he probably wandered into some gated Hindu community. Based on the reports I've heard, that wasn't entirely clear. Forever Stormy is saying India has gated communities where only some religious people are allowed. Isn't that against the Constitution?
I mean, you're speaking
based on my understanding of the Indian Constitution. That's patently illegal. I don't know.
I mean, I think Indians treat their constitution like toilet paper. Like, I mean, they don't. No, seriously, they don't like. A lot of Indians, not all of them. Like, they like. It doesn't really matter. There's so many things on Indian law that is like in direct opposition to the constitution, and like, and if you want to challenge it, you have to like spend like multiple decades, and then maybe just get disappointed at the very end. Like,
as an American, I can relate.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's even worse than the United States. Like, it's really difficult to challenge unconstitutional laws in India.
No, I know. Yeah, especially because of how overburdened the court system is. Shreyash Singh is saying Madhya Pradesh has a 6% Muslim population. I'm not surprised he's never met one. Well, we don't know if he's never met one, but that might speak to Armin's theory of like, why would you have such a strong reaction?
Yes, he's Forever Stormy is confirming what I said.
Yeah, Stormy is saying, yes, it is against the law, but no one seems to care. Damn.
Oh, wow. This is harsh.
Stormy is saying Indians were gifted the Constitution. They never earned it. What do you think about that, Armin?
Yeah, I think there are certain countries where they got structures and formats that were somewhat ahead of their own average people. And I say that about Iran as well. You know what I mean? Some people say, I mean, I don't know if it's true. Some people say like maybe like Mohammed Shah was ahead of his time, for example, for Iran.
He liberalized too fast.
Yeah. And maybe like the people haven't yet caught up to like India, you know, India got a really good framework, especially relative to Pakistan, for example, right? Like it got a really good framework of law and secularism and constitution and everything, right? But I think the people the average hasn't got yet up to that level. And that's why now the people are dragging it a little bit back. But they're dragging it back, but people are also progressing to get to that level. I hope, like, I think the next generation is like showing its capacity to be able to get to that level. You know what I mean? Like maybe you could say that about India today, but I think the future, against all the news that we're covering, I'm still optimistic about the future of India.
Yeah. One thing that makes me so mad about this story is how the BJP has tried to distance themselves from this horrible incident, because they're like saying, oh, you know, who is this guy? We don't even know him, but he's literally married. He's not only did he used to be a worker for the party, like a campaigner, but his wife is a local BJP leader.
You want to tell people what do you explain to people what BJP is before the new ones here?
Well, I kind of said it in the summary of the news, but the BJP,
yeah, you did. Okay,
is the ruling party of India right now, and is, I would say, pretty explicitly, Hindu-nationalist.
All right. Can we? So this was the worst. So we don't have to deal with stuff like this anymore for the rest of the day.
There's some things that are bad, but not in the same. Not as brutal.
Good. We got that out of the way. Now we could like be a little bit less upset for the rest of the news.
Atheist Republic needs your help. We've been the target of many legal attacks by Hindu nationalists ever since our founder, Armin Navabi, blasphemed against Hindu deities. We have retained legal counsel to help us defend our access to our community in India. We have started a fundraiser that will help us afford to tackle many legal issues, including judicial harassment and censorship. Whatever you can contribute will go a long ways in helping us in this fight. Link in the description below.